Lo and behold, an Australian MP is actually calling for a restart of domestic cruising. And self-service buffets, is that still happening? I'm Adrian, the Cruise and Travel Guy. As always, thank you for subscribing to my channel, and if you haven't done so yet, please hit that subscribe button. I've decided to prepare a Q&A video, so if you have any questions about anything, send me an email or a message on Facebook and Instagram, and if I get enough, I'll make a video. Special thanks to Les for sending me a note about this piece of news. Federal Coalition MP Warren Entsch is leading the charge to bring domestic cruising back to the Australian East Coast. He has echoed CLIA's calls for a return of domestic cruising, designed to reinvigorate the local tourism economy of dozens of regional coastal towns. From Eden on the New South Wales south coast to as far north as Cairns, the reintroduction of cruising would bring economic relief to many businesses that rely either partly or wholly on cruise tourism. It's definitely refreshing to see someone in a position of public authority finally on board, with exactly what we've been saying for the better part of a year. P&O Australia are pushing a campaign called Fly the Flag for P&O. All of their cruising fans can change their Facebook profile picture to include a special frame showing their support for the return of the local line to Australian waters. I've included a link in the description box below where you can find out more. Venice has officially banned large cruise ships from entering its famous lagoon and canals. The new rules apply from August 1 and prevent ships over 25,000 tons from heading into the city centre. Instead, a new docking facility will be built in an industrial part of town to help protect the delicate waterfront. Although the change has been made with great support, many tourism-dependent workers living in the city are not happy with the decision. Whilst Europe is currently enjoying a resurgence of cruise traffic, Venetians will not see the economic benefit of the restart until the new docking facility has been completed. First reported by Singapore Cruise Society, a passenger on board World Dream during a 3-night Seacation cruise tested positive for the virus. The guest in their 40s was fully vaccinated and tested positive during routine onboard testing. The ship returned to Singapore immediately, where the subsequent 3-night cruise was cancelled as a precaution. So far, no other guests have tested positive for the virus, but anyone on board will need to monitor their health for 14 days. World Dream has been operating Seacation cruises from Singapore exclusively for Singaporean residents since November 2020. In the US, Norwegian Cruise Line is suing Florida Surgeon General Scott Rivkees. It is currently illegal for companies operating in Florida to ask for the vaccination status of anyone, with companies risking a $5,000 fine for each occurrence, and NCL want the law overturned. Royal Caribbean have recommenced operating in Florida and are getting around the law by allowing their passengers to volunteer their vaccination status at the time of booking and during boarding. In the case that passengers are unvaccinated or unwilling to state their vaccination status, they will be subjected to different rules on board. These include limited access to specific public venues. It will be interesting to see how this develops in the coming weeks. Transport Canada has announced that its ban on cruise ships will be overturned come November 1 this year. That means that the Canadian cruise season should be up and running for 2022. This is fantastic and positive news and provides some hope for countries like Australia and New Zealand. The US recently passed legislation to circumvent the Dated Passenger Vessel Services Act, now allowing cruise ships to complete closed-circuit cruising between ports like Seattle and Alaska. This means they can bypass Canadian ports entirely. Perhaps the stark reality of a reduction in ships home porting in Canada during the Alaska cruise season has spurred them into action. And Carnival have announced that the self-service buffet will return to its ships operating out of the US in July and August. The buffet will operate as it always did, except now you can expect a masked crew member to be enforcing hand sanitization before self-service. Health aside, I much prefer the concept of P&O Australia's The Pantry. Each food station offers its own unique cuisine, much like a food court environment, and crew serve you from behind the counter. Something I think more cruise lines should look at adopting in a post-COVID cruising world. Well, that about covers this week's cruise news update. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you would like, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at The Cruise and Travel Guy. And if you are looking for a cruise deal for 2022 and beyond, head to my website, thecruiseandtravelguy.com.au. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Special thanks designed to reinvigorate the economic, He has echoed CLIA's return, It's definitely refreshing to see someone in a position of public authority finally on board, with with exactly what we've been saying P&O Australia, although everyone that was on that ship has been told no. Operating out of